Hey friends, today I am going to show you how I make simple whipped tallow lotion using tallow that's already rendered. This is a gentle all-purpose moisturizer that I personally use on my hands, my body, and my face. The ingredients are pretty simple. I try to keep this recipe, written down because sometimes I forget. So I would suggest you write it down too, because you can always tweak it and you can always make it the way you want it. And for this batch, I'm using rendered tallow and herbal infused liquid oil, which is right here, and a small amount of vitamin E. Where's my vitamin E? Right here. This is the vitamin E that I'm going to be using. And I personally use sweet almond oil, but you can substitute other liquid oils like jojoba, the apricot kernel, grapeseed, olive oil, or even avocado oil. So you can use any kind of oil that is a liquid oil and at room temperature. I like these, recommend the oils that I said because they're just easier and they're light on your skin. Now if you use coconut oil or shea butter or other things like that, that's kind of a solid, they could possibly clog your pores or even not set on your skin well. So the infused oil that I'm using is plantain, calendula, and comfrey. When I infuse my oils, I do it twice. Like this one is this is plantain and comfrey and calendula. This is my first infusion. I keep them on my windowsill, and I think if you've seen some videos or pictures of my windowsill, you'll see I have all these infusions on there, on my windowsill. And then I will drain them into a bowl, take all the old herbs out, and then I will put fresh herbs in. So this would be like my second infusion, and I'll write second infusion. This is lavender, but every time I'm over by the kitchen, I'll shake them and then put them back on the windowsill. I like doing my double infusion because I want to get as much herb in this oil as I can. And it's just, I like the more potency of it. And my first infusion, it's usually 6 weeks, 6 to 8, and then my second infusion is about the same. And if you're wanting to do an infusion quicker, you can use a double boiler. You can use a crock pot, or you can use your oven if you want it to done a little bit quicker. And for like a crock pot, you would put them in containers like this, and then you would seal them, and then you would put them in a crock pot. And I would put it on low, and I would probably do it like overnight to give it time to infused. So this is my tallow, rendered tallow. I do not render my own tallow. I'm still learning how to do it, and so I haven't got to that process yet. So I buy this tallow from people I know or from other farmers, and I strongly suggest that you do buy the tallow from small farmers or people you know. If you render your own tallow and you sell it, please put it in the comment box, because I would love to know, do you sell it? Do you make it? Do you ship it? Because I'm always looking for alternatives to buy tallow from other people. And I'm all about supporting local farmers, local small businesses, because I know you put time in it. You don't put ingredients in that shouldn't be in there, because nowadays you don't know. From big companies, you don't know what is in their ingredients, because they can leave some ingredients out, or they won't be honest, like they will say and natural flavors or and additive flavors. Well, what are the additive flavors? You know, is it imitational? Is it real? How much? You know, you really don't know. And then they have a lot of preservatives in them too to last long. So we're putting 1 cup, and then I'm going to put 1 cup, and then I'm going to put 3/4 cup additional in here. So it'll be 1 3/4 cup of beef tallow. So I'm going to do that. And I am using my induction plate to melt this in my double boiler, and I keep it on low because I do not want to burn it, scorch it, or anything like that. And yes, I am getting tallow all over my hand, but you know what? It's okay, because you can just use tallow if you want by itself to put on your skin. You don't have to add anything if you don't want to. But I do. I like to add my infused oils because it helps protect my skin. It makes my skin smooth, and there we go. You know, and I just like the way it feels, and it supports my skin. Overall, it does the support. So there is my, oh, there it is, my tallow. So I'm gonna melt that. And like how I have this tallow, you can actually just put it in your skin. My hands are really, really dry, and that's why I am making more tallow, because I have ran out of the tallow. So I am just making some more, because it's really, like I said, it's really good for your skin. It's more of like more natural, and also close to what your skin needs. So, and like I said, I'm putting this on low heat, and I'm going to gently melt it. And I want it to be completely melted before I add my vitamin E oil and my infused oils. You can add essential oils too. I will add essential oils later, but it's better to add essential oils after the first part of doing this. So what I do is I put the ingredients together, add what I need to add, and then I will blend it, and then I will put it in the refrigerator, and I will leave it in the refrigerator for about 3 hours. And I want it to, you know, to firm up almost like a stick of butter. You want it to be firm like a stick of butter, but you don't want it to be hard, you know, like a frozen stick of butter. You don't want it to be hard like that. You just want it to be soft, but together. And I'm thinking of, you know, your stick of butter that you have on your counter. I always keep a stick of butter on my counter, real butter. I don't buy anything from the tubs or anything. I always use real butter. And then it's soft, but it's still solid. So That's what we're looking for in this beef tallow when you put it in the refrigerator. So we'll keep doing this. You know, tallow can be used for many things. You can use it for cooking. You can use it for smoking. You can use it for your cast iron skillets to season it. You know, one other type I use is Wagyu. Wagyu is amazing for smoking meat. It's also, every once in a while, I'll use Wagyu for my cast iron skillets. It is a little bit more expensive, so I use it sparingly on my cast iron skillets. I usually go towards the beef tallow on it, and then sometimes if the tallow that if I'm running short, I also save bacon grease. I love bacon grease. Oh, and I will use the bacon grease to also season my cast iron skillets. That's all that I use. And once you learn how to use the cast iron skillets, you will be able to make eggs without breaking them or sticking, meats, all kinds of things in them. And they're so versatile. It's like you can put them on the stovetop and cook them. You can take them off the stovetop and put them straight in the oven and cook from them. I mean, they're just, you can even take them and with you camping and use them on a campfire. You can use them for about anything. That's why I really love using them. And plus they're safer than the others that are out there. So we're just making sure this is all combined. And then once it's all melted, we'll add our infused oils and then our vitamin E oil. And like I said, I use 1 cup and 3/4 of the tallow, and this will render 10 2-ounce jars. So I'm making 10 2-ounce jars of lotion, and I do use like the amber glass jars. They just preserve a little bit more, and they're a little bit better. Prevents sunlight and stuff like that coming in on them. And we're getting there. Now it may look a little cloudy because this is actually my second batch that I've made today out of the same thing. I just didn't, I haven't done anything different. I didn't put essential oils in this because, or in here, I wait to put the essential oils once they're in the glass bowl. I do pour this into a glass bowl, and then I put it in the refrigerator for 3 hours. And then after that, I'll bring it out. I will whip it, and then with my little machine here, and then I will add the essential oils after that, and then whip it again till it's nice and creamy, and then I'll put it in like a icing bag, and then I'll pipe it into the little jars. I do make tallow, and I did make tallow in the past, and I do sell this too on my website, but you can make this at home too. I have made a candy cane tallow. I have made cotton candy scent tallow, and you just have to mix different essential oils together to find that scent. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It all depends on what you're using, and sometimes you create something new that's amazing. And then that's what you stick with. There we go. It's getting melted now. Very good. And it is getting there. Get all this excess here. There we go. Now I really needed this lotion with it being cold here. Like I said, my hands are dry and constantly washing my hands. Where I work, I have to wash my hands a lot. And I wash my hands a lot here at home. There we go. Now that's looking good and clear. So the next thing I'm going to add while it's still on here is I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of the vitamin E. Go ahead and add that in there. And then I am going to add the 3/4 of my infused oils. So I'm gonna dish it out in here until I get the full 3/4. There we go. There's my 3/4. And then I am going to mix this around. Get it all mixed around. Some of it melted a little bit. And then I'm going to pour this back into my jar, because I can use this at another time. And this is my infused oils. So I can use it for something else. So there we go. So now we got it all melted except for what's on the side there, which is okay. Now what we're gonna do, there's a little bit more in there. Now it's coming off the sides. Perfect. So now I am going to turn off my induction, and because we are going to plug in my mixer, my handheld mixer, and then I am going to move that. I am going to mix this till it's nice. Perfect. And I'm going to bring my bowl over, and then we're going to pour it into here. So this is going to be in here for about 3 hours. Again, I'm going to put this in, cover it, and then put it in the refrigerator for about 3 hours. Again, we want it to look like a stick of butter that's on your counter that's firm, but it is moldable, because we're gonna come back and we are going to mix it again, and then we'll add any essential oils that I am, you know, wanting to add. I'm not for sure what I'm gonna add. I just need to look around and see. I don't know what I'm feeling right now. So, but this is what it looks like right now until you put it in the refrigerator. We will be back after 3 hours, and I'll show you what we do after that. We are back. I just took this out of the refrigerator. It's been a little over 3 hours, and we can check it. It is like the butter, how you can press your finger down in there and it's good to go. So what I am gonna do is I am gonna mix it, and then once I mix it, I am gonna add some essential oil. So this was gifted to me for Christmas. My family knows I like essential oils, so they gave me our version of Love Spell. I make my own Love Spell that kind of smells like the real thing, but I wonder how well this one smells. Let me check if it smells like the Love Spell of my version. Oh wow, this one actually smells better than my version. This one actually smells just like the Love Spell. Oh, I kind of like that one better than mine. So we're going to use that inside this one. So we're going to go ahead and mix. Mix it all up before we add that. And it'll start loosening up a little bit, and this is normal for it to be this. You want it to be nice and fluffy. Okay, so now I am going to carefully add the Love Spell. And we're just going to warm it up. If it doesn't come out, we'll take the top off of it. Oh, that just smells so good. So we're going to add this to it. And I usually don't measure it. When I first try a recipe, I stick to the recipe, and then once I make it after a couple of times, that's usually when I will add my own amount to it, or add different things to it. Oh, it smells good. It's not too overpowering, so that means I can add just a little bit more. Oh, I can just smell that stuff all day. And I'm telling you, this is better than the one I make. And I think that one will be easier because I have to combine the different oils together to get that smell, and it doesn't smell quite like it. And then I have to let it set for a week for it to blend and combine and soak in. So this just may be my to-go, especially for the soaps and stuff that I usually make. Huh. See, sometimes when you get gifts from family, you don't know what you get, and sometimes they are things that makes your life a lot easier. So it's getting all creamy. We're going to do this for about 3 to 5 minutes. Get it all creamy. Oh, you already smell it. Oh, yeah. It smells really good. I'm going to show you real quick. These are the jars that I'm using. They're really nice jars. They come with this too, to put in, you seal them, and then you put them in there. How I'm going to get them in there is I'm going to be using a piping bag. Getting it in there. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I know this is weird. I'm just smelling it to see if I need to add more, and I need to add more. So we're going to add more. And I should look back on my directions of how much essential oil I think it was like 50 drops of an essential oil for this batch. I think that's what it said. I can't remember. And I usually don't stick with that because some essential oils are like really strong. And they're stronger with just a little bit. You don't need much for it to overpower the stuff. This will be making this. This is great to make for gifts for Christmas. There we go. We're getting there. For Christmas, for Easter, for Valentine's, whatever. You make this, you know, for your friends, family. I'm planning on making this for some of my friends. And then, of course, for myself. I'm thinking maybe if I did the 50 drops, I wouldn't have to keep doing that. You know, I probably wouldn't have to if I stuck to the 50 drops of what it says. But I didn't know how powerful that smell was going to be. So I am just getting it back more, make sure it's all folded in, and then do it just a little bit more. A little bit more. Again, I am adding more. So I'm starting to think now that even though it smells good, I think you need a little bit more than you do with essential oils. So the fragrance. But who knows? We'll see how it sets, and when it blends, as it sits, it'll blend into the actual oils. And you may not smell it right now, but because once we put it in the pipe, we'll put it in the jars, and then we'll put it in the refrigerator. And then once we, and let it sit in there for a couple of minutes. And then it'll harden up a little bit. And it'll take a little bit for the oils to really infuse with the other oils. If you guys like, those of you who do combine oils, you know it takes, if you make your own scents, it does take a little bit for it to combine together, and it kind of ages well. And then when it ages, the smell just becomes better and sweeter, and it combines well. But it does take a little bit of time to do that. Okay, so what we're going to do is shake it off. Because I want all that in there. There we go. We got most of it in there, I think. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna set that aside. And I'm gonna go ahead and put my gloves on because I always make a mess. And it's not good when I'm always getting stuff everywhere. So I'm gonna pick up a piping bag. And I think I'm gonna have to take my glove off to open it. Let's see if I can get it open. Yeah, I have trouble opening these sometimes. Right now my hands are a little greasy. I'm using the essential oil getting on my hands, causing it to be greasy. So now I'm going to start filling this up. Okay. Get in there. See how I'm making a mess. Just make that mess. There it goes. Get out of there. A little bit more. This is like really like whipped cream here. So we're going to move that aside. Close that up and turn it. And then I'm going to take my scissors and cut it. And now it's going to come out. And this is how I put them in my containers. It's just easier. I know some people says just to spoon it in there, but this is just easier for me to do it. Is putting it in this way. And then I'll show you how I get the air bubbles out. Real easy to get the air bubbles out. Put more in the bag. Take these lids off. And then we'll fill up the rest of the bag and do the others, and then we'll go through and I'll show you how I get it to where it is level. Sorry, I can't even think of my words right now. Let's get that. I want to try to get all this that I can out of here. There we go. And then we'll start putting it in the back here. And like I said, once you put it back in the refrigerator, it'll firm back up like butter. And then when you bring it out, it won't go back to liquid. It'll stay firm, like how you keep butter out on the counter. It'll stay firm. However, if you put it near a stove or something warm, it will liquefy again. So, or get soft like this, and you want to be careful with that. So, I know I can put more in there. Let's get this in here. Around that, around that one, around that one, this one, last one, and then I'm sure I can fill them up more. So what I do, and like I said, there's still more in here that I can probably use, which I probably will. Let me open this up and see if I can get that in there. Maybe. Got most of it. And again, like I said, I am a person who makes a lot of messes, and that's okay. Okay, so I got that. I'm going to set that aside. Get that ready. And then I'm going to use this towel so I don't bang these on the table here or the countertop. And I'm just looking to see how close it is to the top. Like that one's perfect. That one's pretty perfect. And it's also getting the bubbles out. I just want to make sure I have them full. Like this one may need more. That one's stuck with an air bubble in it. There it goes. Oh. Oh. My hands are getting... So we're going to do all these. That one looks good. That looks good. That one looks like it needs more. More. Let's do this again. That can probably use more, and I think that could too. So I'm going to add a little bit more to these guys, and I'll be adding a little bit more to that, and that, and that. Okay, put more to that one too. And then we're going to go back through. Oh, perfect. There's that one. That one's good. That one's good. Good. We're just going to keep packing these down. Do the last one. Good. I think they all look good. So what I'm going to do next is I am just going to wipe them off, and then I will seal them up and then put them in the refrigerator. To harden again, and we're not going to keep them in there long, maybe for 3 minutes. So I'm going to seal these up and then we'll come back, and after they're in the refrigerator for 2 minutes to 3 minutes, then I'll show you what they look like. We are back, and here is the finished product. So I'm going to open this up and show you what it looks like. So now it's nice and creamy, but it's still firm, and as you put it on, you can see how it rubs in really nice and good. And it's not greasy. It's not really greasy to the touch. It actually feels really good. And it also smells really good too. So there is the finished product. And it's all set and ready to go. I think my friends are going to enjoy having this in their little bag.